Well, welcome everyone to Virtual Couch Party 2.0. And while we're waiting for folks, you could download the app to get the Outvote app. I'm sorry. You can download the app, and just log in, create an account. That should take a minute or so. Outvote app. There we go, Sarah. Thank you. I know it's only Monday, but it feels like a Thursday or something. So while we are waiting for folks, feel free to do that. And we're having folks joining us.
Great, thanks. And this is Crystal with When We All Vote. I think it seems like we have our special guest, so maybe we should just get started in another 2 minutes. Okay. About 8:05. Does that work? Okay.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so again, introduce yourself via chat. In the meantime, we'll come back to this later because we have a very, very special guest joining us already here, and we don't want to keep her waiting. So I will let Crystal take over. Crystal is the communications director for When We All Vote. Crystal, do you want to just take over for now, and then we'll come back to our agenda in a bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, everybody. Thank you, Jocelyn, for the introduction. I'm really excited to be here tonight. I'm the communications director for When We All Vote. And our team is really thrilled that you have joined us today for our second Couch Party Day of Action. To kick things off, we're really excited to have a special guest with us today. Many of you know her as Dr. Maggie Pierce in the ABC News drama Grey's Anatomy. Please join me in welcoming Kelly McCreary. Kelly, I think you're on mute.
Hello? Hi, okay, sorry about that, guys. You would think after 5 weeks of quarantine I'd have figured this out by now, but not so much. Okay, so hi, thank you, Crystal, for the introduction. I am so excited to be with you guys tonight. I just was doing some research on Ignite, and the work that you guys are doing is so critically important and exciting, and it's awesome that we can all be gathered here to support When We All Vote as well. So first of all, I hope everybody's families are safe at home, first and foremost, safe and healthy. Wishes to everyone. This is just such a strange time, obviously. We're all trying to figure out how to make the best of it and be productive with our time and give back and be of service. And so I'm really inspired to see you all here tonight, to be here with you, ready to take action to ensure that every eligible voter can participate this fall to make our democracy stronger. So I'm sure a lot of you saw the photos of the lines wrapped around the block in Wisconsin a few weeks ago during that election. And that was actually a block away from where I grew up, from where my mother still lives in Milwaukee. And so it really hit very close to home, literally and figuratively, to see how much it mattered to people to have the opportunity to exercise their right. And they know, and everybody on this call knows, how much voter registration and engagement matters, but we also know that there are people in our lives who might agree with us about that. They're not necessarily prepared to participate. And they may not have all the information that they need to register, to know where to go. They may not know the candidates and the issues. They may not know how to find their polling location. So this work that you're embarking on tonight is such a critical first step in starting that process for people who really need a nudge. And so that they too can be out there in the streets, online, and having their voices heard. This work that you're embarking on tonight is so important now more than ever, and it makes such a tremendous difference. So you know, if you're like me, you've had some time lately to reflect on the state of the world and our nation, and to clarify how we'd all work together, because when we all work together, we can accomplish such amazing, amazing things. So keep up the good work. thank you again. I'm so proud to be here as a When We All Vote ambassador, and I can't wait to see what you guys accomplish, and I'm here to support you all. Have so much fun, have a great training, and enjoy the dulcet tones of D-Nice after this. I know I will once I'm downstairs in the kitchen cooking dinner. That's my favorite time to listen. So with that, I will turn it on back over to Crystal.
Thank you so much, Ellie. Definitely the nudge I need. And we just appreciate it so much. With that, let me kick it back over to Jocelyn to get the training started.
Yeah, actually, we have our special guest here. Would you able to take a selfie or a screenshot?
Oh, sorry. Yes. Sorry. Yes. I would be happy to.
Awesome.
Wait, do I take it or do you take it?
We can take it.
Okay.
Or you can take it. Actually, both of us can take it.
And you know what, will you take it and have somebody send it to me so I can post it too? Because I don't have the gallery view. I really haven't figured this out yet. So,
yeah, I can take it.
Okay, cool.
I got it, team.
All right.
Christine, you got it, or do you want me to take it?
Yep. Okay, ready? 2, 1. Got it.
Can I request that more people get on camera just for the photo if they're open to being on camera for that picture?
I should get some better here. There we go.
I have my Ignite shirt ready.
All right, yeah, that's great lighting. A few more folks. All right. Okay, one more shot. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Great, I got it. I'll make sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Ignite. You guys have a great time tonight. Everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Yes, well, I hope everyone is pumped and ready for this. I am hearing some echo. I wonder if it's coming from me. It is for me, or it sounds good? Okay, perfect. So for those who are new to Ignite, Ignite is a movement of young women who are ready and eager to become the next generation of political leaders. We train young women to run for our office, and we are a national nonprofit organization. And I was supposed to go through the agenda first, but it's okay. It was great to hear from our special guest. We will do a quick introduction. Actually, we have done that. And we will go into Ignite the Vote action. So what that means is that we will be doing digital legislative advocacy. We'll be texting our legislators, and we'll be utilizing social media to raise awareness on the issues that we care about, which is voting rights for this couch party specifically. And we will also have a little activity called friend mapping. So that's the agenda for the day, for the next 45 minutes or so. And we did the group selfie already, but regardless, just throughout the night, feel free to take screenshots, photos, selfie, videos, or whatever works best for you, and share the photo on social media using hashtag couchparty and hashtag Ignite the Vote. And feel free to tag When We All Vote, and also Ignite_national. That's our Instagram handle. So do that. Let's see. And we'll do a quick check-in before we get into our legislative advocacy action. Share with us in the chat box, tell us why is voting important to you? And I'll share a little bit myself specifically. Voting is really important to me because, as some of you may know, Asian Americans did not get to vote until 1952, which was only like 60 plus years ago. And I'm constantly reminded that, and it's something that we all had to fight for, women, especially people of color. And so it's something that we should not take for granted. And when we don't vote, the reality is legislators don't listen to us. So we need to exercise our rights, and we need to exercise our voice to make sure that we're being heard. So share with us, like, why is voting important to you? Why are you on this call? And chat box, we still have more people joining us. Exciting. Anyone? Equity, absolutely. Representation. Yes, we all deserve to have our voices heard. Absolutely, Anna. Every single vote counts. I cannot emphasize enough. Every single vote counts, especially when it gets to state levels, local levels. I have seen elections where literally 2 or 3 votes changed the entire outcome of the election. So, yes. And it is empowering to show up for your community, absolutely. I'm gonna setting an example, empowering other folks, empowering your family members, your friends, your neighbors, your colleagues. That's so important. Yes, and it's, again, I cannot emphasize enough, voting is such a privilege. There are a lot of people who are unable to vote. And when we are voting, we are telling their stories, we are helping them, we're giving them a voice. So it's so important that we're doing that. Yes, and Saha, absolutely. And Asian American community is so diverse too. So it's important that everyone's views are being represented. I agree, we are indeed very fortunate. So with that being said, yes, you do matter, and and your community should vote. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. So with that being said, I hope you're all ready. We'll dive into legislative advocacy. So we'll start with Twitter. I hope everyone here has Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, whichever works best for you, but this was drafted for Twitter because of the limitation of characters. So you could just copy and paste this. And let me do that. Let me see if I can do that in the chat box here. And then also tag your US senators while posting your tweets. And so before you do that, some of you might have some questions regarding the bill. So what is this Natural Disaster and Emergency Ballot Act of 2020? Our former First Lady, Michelle Obama, mentioned this briefly earlier. So it's so important that as we continue to observe social distancing for the health of our communities, it is crucial that all voters have fair and safe access to registering to vote, and most importantly, casting their ballot on election day. So Ignite, and when we all vote, we support strong and smart voting principles, which include online voter registration, early in-person voting, and voting by mail, which is also called absentee voting. And we will be utilizing social media and technology such as Twitter to advocate for issues like this. It is so necessary. It is more necessary than ever before in this time of social distancing. We, as those of you who are part of Ignite, you all know this, we have had to rethink the way we organize and make changes to meet people where they're at. The reality is, the sad reality is that the inequalities and injustices around us, they're not on hold just because of this pandemic. So it's so important that we make sure that we're using our voice, whether it's on social media or through other platforms or technology. We need to make sure that our movement is stronger than ever, and we need to empower everyone around us to advocate for issues that we care about. So yeah, I hope everyone is tweeting this. Let's create a little Twitter storm Also tag so important, tag your US senators while posting your tweets. Tag, if there's any characters left, feel free to tag your friends as well. Screenshot it, share it on Instagram, share it on Facebook. Awesome. Let's see. Oh, I see that people are tweeting. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Christine. And I should have introduced Kirsten. So Kirsten, who has been in the chat box, she is our comms director, but basically she's the person in charge of everything that has to do with communications at Ignite. So she's doing a great job. And thank you, Kirsten. And of course, we have Sarah, well, actually, Sarah, what's your title? All I know is you're my boss.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ignite's Chief Program Officer.
Here.
I'm trying to tweet.
Keep those tweets coming.
Oh, I did it. Yes.
Or Facebook, whichever works best for you. And also feel free to modify the language. Like feel free to change it. You could also make it personal. You could add your personal stories to it. You don't have to follow it exactly the way it was written. We just thought it might be a little bit easier for some folks. Are we still tweeting?
Alvita said, y'all did me so dirty with a screenshot photo. I haven't seen it yet.
Wait, well, what happened? FOMO is real now. Okay, now I want to know what's happening.
She blinked in the photo. That's like me 90% of the time.
Oh gosh. Let's see.
Jocelyn, do we go till 5:45 or till 6?
Well, I was told it was going to be an hour, but I don't mind wrapping things up in 45 minutes.
Because I think they want us to go back to the DJ party at 5:45.
In that case, I'll speed things up a little bit. So next step, we'll do some text banking. So for those who have never used ResistBot, you could do it through Facebook Messenger through Facebook. Just look it up, ResistBot, and then send a message. Or you could do it through your phone. Just text sign SIGNQBAYUA to that number. Or if you do it through Facebook Messenger, you could just send a message on ResistBot and then just put in sign SIGNQBAYUA. And that text or Facebook message will be converted into an email that will be sent to your US senators and also your congressional representative. And for transparency purpose, I feel like I should show y'all what the actual message is so that you're like, what am I sending? Feel free to take a screenshot of this or take a photo of this and share this with your friends, your families, your neighbors. This is not only for Ignite, it's for anyone can sign on to this letter. And this is the letter. So it's to bring the ballot box to the people, support Natural Disaster and Emergency Ballot Act. This is what the letter looks like. And so far I believe we have over 30 signers already. This screenshot was a week old. Yeah, it would be great if we can get to at least 50 signers. And also, if you send it through Facebook Messenger, it's free, which is probably the preferable method. But if you have iPhone, I believe it's also free as well. So if you live in California and your senators and reps are already on board with this bill, should you still does this make a difference? Should you still reach out to them? Yes, absolutely. They have a lot going on, and it's so important that when reaching out to them, because we have all these mass volume of people reaching out to them, it tells them that this is something that's super important. This is something that they should prioritize, and that this is the top issue for all of us. So yes, absolutely. Even if they were to vote yes already, we're going to vote yes already anyway. Still send a message to them telling them that this is very important to every one of us, to our communities. So yes, still reach out to them. And also take a screenshot of this and send it to your friends who are in swing states. Send it to your families who might be living in swing states. How do we get to the upcoming event? I am not sure. I believe it's on their Instagram. Yeah, it's on their Instagram. They might, are they going to stream it on their Facebook? I can't see, Sarah.
It says 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, IG Live at D Nice.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah. Were we able to sign on to the letter? Were we able to send a letter to our representatives and senators? Thumbs up. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Awesome. Okay, great. I want to make sure that we all get to the party as well. It's okay. Friend mapping, one more activity. So friend mapping, what it looks like, it's something like this. This is my friend mapping. So this little activity, what it does is that it basically helps you identify those who are in your network who need to hear from you the most about voting. And friend mapping helps to identify individuals or families in your network who are not registered or who might not vote consistently. And also to raise awareness in general, and also to remind them to vote. So I would, because, well, first of all, there's this question people that I would always get is that, well, how do I know if they're registered to vote? Good question. I don't either. So the best way I personally would recommend focusing on these three groups of individuals: seniors in high school, basically those who just turned 18, freshmen in college, and people who have recently moved. They are more likely to have not to be, you know, they probably might have to either re-register or register. And then second, gather your resources. So there are many ways, many ways to remind them to vote and also to urge them to vote. So as some of you may remember earlier, before, like, half an hour ago, we were asking everyone to download the app Outvote. So you could text your friends and your families, remind them to vote using Outvote, but also use social media such as Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever that's out there. I don't even know anymore, but whatever works best. We got to meet people where they are. But also you could make phone calls, pick up the phone, call people up, ask them, you know, like, are you registered to vote? Remind them to vote. So I want to share, this is my little map that I created. Oops. So for me, there's my family and then there's my college friends. My colleagues, I think it's safe to say that everyone at Ignite is registered to vote. So I left that out, but for me, it's family, college friends, and Johan is my brother. He recently moved back home, so I'm pretty sure he needs to re-register. And then Joey is my cousin who just turned 16, and I'm in California. So what that means is that at the age of 16, you could start pre-registering. You cannot vote yet, but you can pre-register. So I will make sure she does that. And also, I just thought about it. My grandma just became a citizen less than a month ago. So I need to register her to vote. And my college friends, I'm at that age 25, where a lot of my friends are constantly moving. So I know for a fact that my friends, Chris and Brian, they had just recently moved. So I need to connect with them. And also I started thinking, like, how should I connect with them? Well, my brother, I could just text him or even ask him in person since we now live together. My cousin, Instagram 100% works best for her. She's always on Instagram and TikTok, but I don't have TikTok, so that's not happening. But for my friends Chris, Brian, I'm gonna text them or use social media to remind them to vote. So this is a little activity that you could work on. Either you could start right now, but you could continue doing that later. So just create your own little network, your circle of friends, and think of ways to reach out to them. And we actually have a social media challenge for you. Oops, one more thing. So this is how you use the Outvote app, I'm sorry. So when you go to the campaign, you click start, like this is the campaign When We All Vote, and you could click start. And then like this one, Johan, that's his name on my contact. It's pretty embarrassing, but it's okay. So I'm gonna send a message to my brother. Hey, I just found out that 88% of Congress is up for election this year. There's never been a better chance to make our voices heard than right now. So are you registered to vote? And then it will send a message to him. You can take a screenshot of this, and you could do that. You could do this later as well. You could text everyone in your network, making sure that they're registered to vote. And if they need help with the process, feel free to help them as well. So this is the app. It looks like and the reason why I included this was because when I first opened the app, I was like, oh, this is overwhelming. I don't know where to start, but hopefully having this screenshot will help a little bit. And then here comes the fun, my favorite part, the social media challenge on Instagram. This is gonna work really well for my cousin, for my 16-year-old cousin. Okay, so open Instagram and go to our profile, ignite_national. Well, first of all, follow us if you haven't done so already. And then like the most recent post on voting, which is this photo. When we all vote, we will ignite the vote. I love it. Kirsten thought of that, I'm pretty sure. And after you like that, tag 5 friends to challenge them to pledge to ignite the vote. And in my case, I'll be tagging all my cousins. And bonus, share the post to your story and tag Ignite National when we all vote and use hashtag couch party. Oh, Lauren, you love TikTok. We'll get on it. We'll get there one day, soon. I'm sure. I'm still learning how to use TikTok. I'm still trying. We are on TikTok. Of course we are, Kirsten. That's awesome. Yeah, no, I'm getting there. I'm getting there slowly but surely. Oh, great. Oh my goodness. I gotta look it up. And you do not need an account to access TikTok, right? Like anyone could just go on TikTok. Awesome. Great. Well, let's see. Okay, So it's past 5:30, I know, or 8:30 Eastern time, and I think the DJ is starting any minute now. So we'll go. So as we're closing out, as we're getting ready for the party tonight, I also want to urge everyone to think about how can you and your friends, how can all of us help our community during this challenging time? And if you need if you need more inspiration, feel free to check out this Instagram post by Michelle Obama. She shares some tips and some ways to help our community, and it's so important that we show up for our community, especially for our healthcare workers, our teachers, at-risk neighbors. Check in on them if you're able to do so. And feel free to leave a comment or a suggestion in the chat box on ways to check in or ways to help your community during this time. And also, I want to highlight, and it's brief, it's only, we were able to get some actions done, but also please don't stop here. We're in it for a long haul. This is a marathon, and we need to keep fighting the good fight. And I would challenge every single one of you here to call your senators tomorrow morning. Call them, give them a call, ask them to support this bill. And I know phone banking can be nerve-wracking, but guess what? Again, the inequalities and injustices are not on hold just because of this pandemic. We need to push ourselves out of our comfort zones to advocate for issues that we care about. And trust me, I know it's nerve-wracking. Like I remember my very first time doing phone banking, I kind of chicken out. I just hung up and also if you get a voicemail, don't hang up, leave a voicemail because they will be checking their voicemails when they're back and hopefully soon. So I challenge every one of you to please do that tomorrow. Set a reminder on your phone or an alarm to remind yourselves to make those calls tomorrow. And we have to make it easier for you. Yes, create a script before you call. That's very helpful. Yes. And because I know like when I get nervous, like sometimes I just blank out. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. So having that script in front of you will help, and use the action button. Yes. So the action button, it's right there. We are excited so Ignite, we're Speakable is one of our partners. We're so excited to be partnering with them on our action buttons. For those who are new to Speakable, it's a social action company using technology to enable smart and effective civic engagement. So you could use Speakable to call your US senators and also your members. And complete the evaluation form, which we will send the link in the chat box. And then also, if you're new to Ignite, again, subscribe to our newsletters because we have a lot happening. Like I said, we're not stopping because of this pandemic. And as a matter of fact, we are going full force. We have a lot of activities, many ways that you can stay engaged, stay active, continue to advocate for issues that we care about, whether it's women's rights, voting rights, civic education, Census 2020. So please subscribe to our newsletter and feel free to join us at one of our upcoming events. So again, thank you all for joining us.